think where the idea of Squid Game came from? I am here to tell you the real truth. Let's begin the journey. The world first saw Squid Game as a deadly survival competition, where ordinary people risked their lives for money. But very few people know that the game we see in the series, especially the first game, Red Light, Green Light, is not something created for entertainment. It actually comes from a real childhood game played in South Korea for generations. In Korea, this game is called Mugungwa Kochi Pyeotsumnida, which means the hibiscus flower has bloomed. It is based on a very simple idea. One child stands in front of the others, facing away. The rest of the children stand at a distance behind a starting line. When the leader speaks and is not looking, everyone runs forward. The moment the leader turns around, everyone must freeze completely. If anyone moves, they are sent back to the starting line. There is no punishment beyond the game itself. No fear. No danger. Just a simple playground activity that tests timing, focus, and control. For decades, this game was played in schoolyards and parks across South Korea. For the children, it was fun, laughter, and competition. No one ever imagined it could become something else. But years later, this simple childhood memory would become the foundation of one of the most intense television series ever created. The creator of Squid Game, Hwang Dong-hyuk, grew up playing these traditional Korean games. As a child, he experienced them the same way millions of others did. Simple rules, simple joy, simple life. But as he grew older, life in South Korea changed. The country became economically powerful. Cities grew. Technology advanced. But at the same time, pressure on people increased. Competition became intense. People struggled with debt. Many lived under constant financial stress. The gap between rich and poor became more visible. Hwang Dong-hyuk observed all of this while growing up and later as an adult. He began thinking about society in a different way, not just as a place of progress, but also as a place of survival. At one point in his life, he faced financial difficulties himself. During this time, he spent long hours thinking and writing ideas for stories. He read survival stories and psychological thrillers from Japan and other countries. Stories where ordinary people are forced into deadly competitions. But he felt something was missing in those stories. They often felt fictional, distant from real life. Before starting, if you are new at channel, please subscribe and like the video for more. Something that already existed in memory. That is when he returned to the idea of childhood games. Games that everyone knows. Games that feel safe. Games that represent innocence. He started asking a simple question. What if these innocent childhood games were turned into a survival situation? What if the rules stayed the same, but the consequences changed completely? That idea slowly became the foundation of Squid Game. The reason Red Light, Green Light was chosen as the first game is very important. It is the simplest game to understand. There is no strategy required. No complex rules. Just movement and stopping. Because of this simplicity, it immediately pulls the viewer into the world. At first, everything in the scene looks normal. A colorful playground. A giant doll. Bright lighting. Even the players feel like they are entering something harmless. But the reality changes within seconds. The moment the rules become life and death, the entire meaning of the game changes. Every step becomes dangerous. Every movement becomes a risk. Fear spreads instantly among the players. Some freeze completely. Some panic and try to run. And in that moment, the audience realizes the truth of the world they are watching. It is not a normal game. It is a system where survival depends on perfect control. The giant doll in the game is also very important. Her name is Young-hee, and she is based on a character from Korean educational materials used in schools. For Korean audiences, she represents childhood learning and innocence. But in Squid Game, her role changes completely. She becomes a symbol of control and judgment. She watches over the players without emotion. Her presence removes any remaining sense of safety. Everything in the environment is designed to create contrast. The bright colors represent childhood. The fear represents reality. This contrast is what makes the scene so powerful. The production of Squid Game was carefully designed to enhance this feeling. The sets were physically built. The playground was real. The structures were designed to look simple, almost like drawings from a child's imagination. This was done intentionally, because the more innocent the environment looks, the more disturbing the situation becomes. When Squid Game was released, it quickly spread across the world. Millions of people watched it within a short time. The first game, red light, green light, became instantly recognizable. People everywhere understood the tension without needing explanation, because the concept was already familiar. A childhood game turned into a survival test. But beyond entertainment, the story reflects something deeper. It represents pressure in modern society, the constant need to move forward, the fear of being left behind, the consequences of failure. In many ways, the game reflects real life. People are always moving, always competing, always trying not to fall behind. And just like in the game, stopping at the wrong moment can feel dangerous. This is why Squid Game became more than just a show. It became a reflection of society itself. And at the center of it all is a simple childhood game. Red light, green light. A game that once brought joy to children, and later became a symbol of survival.